You know what's funny? We spend our whole lives being watched. At work, someone's measuring your output. On social media, someone's counting your likes. In multiplayer games, someone's tracking your kill death ratio, your rank, your win rate. Even your hobbies have leaderboards now. But single player games don't care. Multiplayer teaches you to stay sharp. It trains vigilance. You learn to predict, to optimize, to never let your guard down because someone out there is trying to be better than you. Single player teaches something else entirely: safety. No one's watching, no one's judging. You can fail privately and just continue anyway. No one's gonna send you a message telling you that you're trash. No one's gonna sigh into their mic. You're alone, and that aloneness isn't loneliness, it's permission. Here's the thing about relaxation: it's not actually about difficulty. Dark Souls is hard. But you can relax playing Dark Souls in a way you can never relax playing League of Legends, even on an easy champion. Because relaxation isn't about challenge, it's about not being observed. Single player is the only place you're allowed to be bad without consequence. You can take the wrong path, you can miss the jump, you can play the game in the dumbest possible way, and the game just lets you. It doesn't report you. It doesn't match you with worse players as punishment. It just waits. Single player games don't care if you're slow. They don't care if you're inefficient or curious, or if you just want to walk around looking at the skybox for 20 minutes. They wait. Life rarely does that. Life is full of people who need you to hurry up, to be productive, to stop wasting time. But in Skyrim, you can spend 3 hours organizing your house and the world doesn't end. The main quest doesn't fail. The game just sits there, patient, like a dog waiting for you to come back. In multiplayer, there's always a meta. There's always a correct way to play. Someone's done the math. Someone's found the optimal build, the optimal strategy, the fastest route. But there's no tier list for how you explore a forest in Breath of the Wild. There's no patch notes for how you feel about a sunset in Red Dead Redemption 2. No one's gonna tell you you're playing wrong because you spent an hour fishing. The meta can't reach you here. PvP games train your adrenaline response. They're designed to. Every match is a spike: anticipation, tension, fight or flight, relief, or frustration, then do it again. Single player trains something different. It trains your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for calm, for rest, for feeling safe. One asks for performance, if it's the other asks for presence. And in competitive games, time is always against you. The match timer, the season ending, the meta shifting, your rank decaying if you don't play enough. In single player, nothing is falling behind you. Progress exists, but it doesn't chase you. You can save the game and come back in a week, a month, a year. The world will still be there, still waiting. No penalties, no decay. You can just stop, and that's okay. Multiplayer turns fun into obligation. You can't just leave. You can't just quit when you're not having a good time because other people are depending on you. Their fun is tied to your performance. Single player lets enjoyment be enough. If you're bored, you can stop. If you're frustrated, you can take a break. If you just want to mess around, there's no one to disappoint. You don't owe the game a win. You don't owe it your best. You can just be there. You can die 100 times in a single player game and no one forms an opinion about it. No one's keeping score except you. And you can decide that score doesn't matter. That privacy is therapeutic. We live in a world where every mistake is documented, every failure is visible. But when you're alone in Hades dying for the 40th time, no one's judging. The game just asks, do you want to try again? And if the answer is no, that's fine too. Single player is how adults remember what play felt like before it became competitive, monetized, and ranked. Before fun needed a reward. Before games needed a point. Before playing meant proving something. It's just you and a world that doesn't need anything from you except maybe your attention. And even that, it doesn't demand. People say single player games are escapism, and they say it like it's a criticism. What they mean is it's one of the last places you're allowed to rest without guilt. You're not being lazy. You're playing a game. You're progressing through a story. You're achieving things, even if those things are imaginary. It's rest disguised as productivity, and maybe that's the only kind of rest we know how to accept anymore. Single player games are the last unranked space, the last place where you don't need to be good to be allowed to exist there, where the game waits for you and time isn't a threat and failure doesn't have an audience. In a world that's constantly measuring you, judging you, comparing you, single player games offer something radical. They let you just be. And maybe that's not escape. Maybe that's just what rest looks like when you've forgotten how to do it any other way.